So, Haldeman, what can you tell us about your testimony this afternoon?
I have not yet had the opportunity to appear before the grand jury. They're still meeting with Mr. Ehrlichman, and will be for the balance of the time today, apparently. I'll be coming back on Monday morning at 10:30 to meet with them, and as I have consistently said, expect to cooperate fully with their inquiry in any way that I can. And other than that, I have nothing to report to you today.
We understand you've just been served with a subpoena to an Illinois court.
I have to answer about that midway crash. We did.
We'll get it. Go ahead.
Your name? Sherman.
My name is Sherman Skulnick. I'm the head of a public interest research group in Chicago. We've been investigating the Midway crash since December. We have had a process server just now put a subpoena into the hands of Mr. H.R. Haldeman, commanding him under the seal of the court to come Monday to bring papers and records regarding what we contend is the murder of Mrs. Hunt and other Watergate people on that plane last December.
Based on what evidence?
Oh, there's quite a body of evidence that we've already offered to the court in our suit. It's pending 9 weeks now, and the government, to this point, does not dispute it.
What is the evidence, in fact?
The evidence is a great body of information, including the fact that the plane was robbed and that certain items were taken off the crash and fenced 48 hours later. And one of my friends purported to be the fence and turned him over to the National Strike Force. So we know quite a bit about this.
What is your role in this, sir?
I'm the head of the Citizens Committee to Clean Up the Courts. We're a public interest research group in Chicago. Our work is well known for the last 10 years. We helped get Otto Kerner. We helped nail the judges on the State Supreme Court of Illinois. We've been into research and investigation for many years now.
How did you obtain this hard evidence that you speak of?
By having one of our people infiltrate an airplane robbery gang. It's now a matter of record. The government started to prosecute the gang when they found out it involved the Watergate. Why they didn't want to proceed. In fact, the gentleman that infiltrated that gang is here, Mr. Alex Bados. You ought to interview him. We also asked him to be the process server on this deal. He was back there by the door. He's waiting for Mr. Ehrlichman.
Who do you say was responsible for this murder charge that you're...
The highest level of the government, because Mrs. Hunt, as pointed out by McCord's testimony before the Watergate grand jury, she was the Watergate payoff woman. She was offering only what the president himself could offer, executive clemency. She had taken or stolen $2 million in $100 denomination money orders and traveler's checks from the Watergate Fund. She was fleeing to Chicago with it, and the Sorelli gang found out and robbed the plane, sabotaged her, and she was one of the 6 bodies that had cyanide in it. And we contend that the cyanide level was not caused only by an aircraft fire.
Sherman, are you still considered in Chicago a legal researcher?
Well, that's what the news media calls me. I'm the head of a public interest research group, and our work is devoted to the public. We have no axe to grind here. I'm not part of some faction that is anti-Nixon. We feel that the public has got to find out as to what happened to this Midway crash, and Mr. Haldeman and Mr. Ehrlichman certainly could shed some light on it, and that's why we're subpoenaing them.
Was that a subpoena that was...
Yes, that's right.
Calling upon him to
show up Monday at 10 o'clock before the judge in the plane crash case, which has been pending since March.
I think he suggested that he would be showing up here at the grand jury at that time.
That's his problem.
You said that was a court order.
Well, a subpoena under the seal of the court, and I made it out, and our process server just served it on him.
Who's the judge?
Judge Bernard Decker of the Federal District Court.
Bernard who?
Decker. We also arranged today with the U.S. Marshal to have similar subpoenas served on Mr. Nixon and Mr. E. Howard Hunt in the D.C. jail, and Mr. Schlesinger, the head of the CIA. That's being arranged by the U.S. Attorney and the district attorney in this district.
Who are those gentlemen you served again? You have served them, or are you going to?
They're being arranged through the U.S. Attorney in this building back here.
And who are they?
Mr. Nixon, the head of the... You obtained the seal of the court, and the plaintiff of the case, which happens to be me, is in control of the subpoena. We issued it, and it was served here upon Mr. Haldeman, and he must answer Monday.
Whose court seal is on it?
Here, for example, there's a seal of the court right there, signed by the deputy clerk. Here's the name of the clerk of the U.S. District Court in Chicago.
Illinois.
Oh, it's in Illinois.
Yeah.
We have other subpoenas that we hope to offer.
Who's the judge on that, you say?
This, you have to appear before Judge Bernard Decker or any judge sitting in his place.
It's his clerk authorized.
No, that's not the way a subpoena works. The subpoena works under the deputy clerk of the court with the seal here, and the plaintiff or the plaintiff's attorney issues a subpoena, which is what happened here. The party who brings the case, which is us. I'm the plaintiff in the case. I represent myself. Here's one of our subpoenas.
Can I get that name, please? Sherman. That's you?
Sure.
That you here?
Reporters.
Is there anything I have to say for the grand jury this
Expected to appear before the grand jury today.
Yes.
Keep that mic down. Turn.
I don't know, Mr. Silver very thoughtfully apologized for having held this up today, and said that he scheduled me to meet with the grand jury Monday morning, which I will be doing.
You indicate you'd answer all questions.
Of course, absolutely.
Do you have any reaction on the subpoena, Mr. Paul?
Certain items were taken off the crash and fenced 48 hours later. And one of my friends purported to be the fence and turned him over to the National Strike Force. So we know quite a bit about this.
What is your role in this, sir?
I'm the head of the Citizens Committee to clean up the courts. We're a public interest group.
Who do you say was responsible for this murder charge?
The highest level of the government. Pointed out by testimony before the Watergate grand jury. Watergate payoff woman. She was offering only what the president himself offered. Judge, in the plane crash case, which has been pending since we...
I think he suggested that
court
he would
issue
be
that?
showing up here at the grand jury at that time.
That's his problem.
You said that was a court.
Well, a subpoena under the seal of the court, and I made it out, and our process server just served it on it.
Who's the judge?
Judge Bernard Decker of the Federal District Court.
Bernard who?
Decker. We also arranged today with the U.S. Marshal to have similar subpoenas served on Mr. Nixon and Mr. E. Howard Hunt in the D.C. jail. And seal here, and the plaintiff or the plaintiff's attorney issues this meeting, which is what was happening.